And so when you say, you got to stick to the grind and all that, to me, it brings a negative connotation for a lot of young entrepreneurs, meaning, damn, it's just an uphill climb. Damn, I got to push this boulder uphill to be successful. And so most people never start, or they fall out of the game quickly because their mind is not ready for that. Because a rock rolling downhill gains momentum, gathers momentum as it's going downhill. So every day I'm thinking about not the grind, but how can I get that momentum? How can I capture that energy of momentum rolling a rock downhill? The thing that I think about the most is, how do I just get that rock started, right? Every morning, there's a big ass boulder on the top of my hill. I'm gonna put all my effort on these tasks just to get the momentum moving. And so what happens? Once you edge that boulder and it starts rolling, the rest of the day keeps going. That momentum just goes. Wake up, make my bed. Okay, got something done. I feel good about myself. Next task, okay, breakfast, get the kids to school. Yo, what's up, everybody? This is the End-to-End Podcast, and I'm your host, Dr. Yun Win, also known as Ninja, or the Prolific Ninja by my family and friends. And because my fans are my friends, you can call me Ninja too. This is the End-to-End Podcast, talking about life, motivation, drive, success, self-improvement, and offering you morsels in this all-you-can-eat buffet called life. Back in the studio here. It's about to be spring, man. It's getting kind of hot up in here. Great to be back in the studio. I'm kind of rushing through this one a little bit because it's been a hectic travel junket for me, traveling almost on a weekly basis, promoting PFAS, promoting CureConnector.com, promoting my law firm, promoting Legacy X Token. There are a lot of things in the hopper, which is actually the topic of this episode. But before I get into that, I'm going to start this episode as I start every day. For those of you new to the program or have been listening for a while, you know that I'm a physician, I'm a lawyer, businessman, have multiple projects ongoing. But despite all that, the first thing I do when I wake up every morning, open my eyes, clear my head, is thank God in the universe for another day to hopefully be great and inspire just at least one person to live to their fullest controllable potential, because all we can control is ourselves. And so if you live to your fullest controllable potential, then I think you're gonna be successful. So with that, I want to thank you all, because I can't grow this podcast or share this message without you. Our mission statement since 3 years ago now, almost 3-year anniversary of launching this podcast, is to inspire builders across the planet just to live with the fullest controllable potential. And because we do this on my own dime, on my own time, the whole team here getting you content for free, basically, we can't grow without your input. So the way we work this is on a karmic exchange. If you've been listening a while, if you're new to the show, I live kind of in a metaphysical, quantum kind of belief system that everything is just energy and vibration. And there is a karmic balance in the universe. So if I'm giving you this content for free and you find value of this in this content, please do not owe me any karmic debt. And the only way you can repay that is to just share the show. If your knowledge swole, share the show. That's how we grow. And that's the balance here. Or, of course, you can support all the projects that I'm working on. So number one, CureConnector.com. In fact, our CEO in that business, in that company, is out at the National Health Information Management Society meeting out in Las Vegas today, spending the whole week spreading the word. So go to CureConnector.com, check it out. Or Legacy X Token, check it out. That's a crypto-based token, utility token we developed to bring real world estates onto the blockchain. And then, of course, there's the PFAS injury attorney.com, which is a litigation that we are trying to help as many people affected by cancer as possible based on PFAS, or what's called the forever chemical in the water. Google PFAS, PFAS, and you'll see the rabbit hole that this goes through. So anyway, long introduction, but it all relates to each other. Most of these business podcasts or entrepreneurial podcasts, they say, you got to stick to the grind. You got to stick to the grind. You got to, all in all the time, all this, that, and the other. While that is true, it really puts a negative connotation on what it takes to be successful. The simplicity of it all is that you just got to be able to have the mental fortitude to do the boring shit all the time. The repetitive, boring tasks, day to day to day to day to day. That's actually how you become successful. It's not a lottery. You won the lottery. It's not a lightning strike. Sometimes that does happen, but let's just say that's a very, very small percentage outlier that success happens overnight. A lot of the time, now I'm going to say 99% of the time, success happens through doing the repetitive tasks over and over and over again, day in, day out, day in, day out. And so when you say, you got to stick to the grind and all that, it to me, it brings a negative connotation for a lot of young entrepreneurs, meaning, damn, it's just an uphill climb. Damn, I got to push this boulder uphill to be successful. And so most people never start, or they fall out of the game quickly because their mind is not ready for that. See, as I learned as an attorney, how you frame the issue can generate energy. How you perceive or put things in perspective can give you the drive or create the energy you need to do the boring shit over and over and over again. Because when people, in my mind, you have the what's that parable where the guy's pushing the rock uphill and every time he gets to the top, it rolls back down. Got to push it back. I forget what it's called. But anyway, that is the image I see a lot of people, or I feel a lot of people have in their head when you say you got to stick to the grind, you got to push uphill, you got to climb, you got to climb, got to climb. That implies a lot of effort. And like I talked about, I guess last episode or 2 episodes ago, your brain doesn't recognize the difference between physical reality and mental visualization. So when your mind, if you're thinking, I got to push this boulder uphill, push it uphill, people perceive, or your subconscious perceives, that it's not a task you can achieve. We want to avoid all that. So actually for me, personal, tool that I keep in my pocket that I whip out all the time, every day, is yes, I believe there's a grind. You got to do the boring shit day in and day out. That's what's, quote, the grind. But my tool that I use visually is actually pushing a rock downhill every day when I wake up. It's pushing a rock downhill. It's not pushing it uphill. And why is that? Okay. Because a rock rolling downhill gains momentum, gathers momentum as it's going downhill. So every day I'm thinking about not the grind, but how can I get that momentum? How can I capture that energy of momentum rolling a rock downhill? Okay. And so every morning, the thing that I think about the most is, how do I just get that rock started? Right? Every morning, there's a big ass boulder on the top of my hill. Very true. Okay. That's every day. I envision I thank God, the universe, and then I think about, okay, I got a big ass boulder I got to push downhill. All I have to do is focus the day on the task required to get the boulder moving. Okay, I'm going to repeat that again. If you visualize the start of every day as you are on the top of this hill, whatever height, whatever size, whatever, you're on the top of the hill, and there's a big ass boulder up top. And your job is, by the end of the day, that boulder is at the bottom. Okay, so I personally invest all my time and energy thinking about all the things I need to do just to get that rock moving, that boulder moving. And because once that boulder starts moving and you just inch it, that's the hard part. That's just getting started. I'm going to put all my effort on these tasks just to get the momentum moving. And so what happens? Once you edge that boulder and it starts rolling, the rest of the day keeps going. That momentum just goes. So in the morning, that's why I usually start out making my bed. Simple as that. Wake up, make my bed. Okay, got something done. I feel good about myself. Next task, okay, breakfast, get the kids to school, whatever. Go work out. It might be in different orders. I might make the bed, go work out, get the kid, whatever. But it's those tasks in the morning. So in my head, I already got to work out, kids are to school, made the bed, everything's in order, next task. And I can build that initial momentum of the day, that initial boulder, in 2 hours from waking up. So if I wake up at 5:36, by 8 o'clock, I'm rolling. Then after that, it's thinking about business tasks I can launch at that moment to create that additional momentum. and it just goes. So by the end of the day, I've launched all the tasks I needed to do. That momentum carried me throughout the day. It wasn't a grind because everything got easier as the day progressed. And then at the end of the day, before I go to bed, I'm like, yeah, the boulder's on the bottom of the valley now. Get ready mentally before I close my eyes for that boulder up at the top of the hill the next morning. My day is about making my day easier. So then it's not a grind. Every day becomes progressively easier if you prioritize the right tasks to get the initial boulder moving. Because why would you embark on a journey where you feel like, oh man, I got to push this boulder uphill, and when I get to the top, it's going to roll back downhill? Who wants to get into that? Psychologically, how do you feel good about doing that? You don't. It's the same scene. You got a hill and a boulder, except I start my day, at the top already. And I'm just creating that energy to just tilt it. And then the rest of the day goes easier. You gain momentum. You're spending your time to gain momentum. And by definition, when you're gaining momentum, it's not a grind because you're getting faster and faster and faster and faster. You're getting things done quicker and quicker. You're getting bigger things done quicker and quicker. So it doesn't feel like a grind. You see, success in business is all about getting the momentum and sustaining it. That's it. A lot of people don't even start to get the momentum. And then a lot of people who get the momentum can't sustain it and they quit. The key is getting that initial momentum, investing that energy, whatever that is. That could be learning a new skill set. It could be talking to advisors. It could be picking up the phone and calling potential customers, whatever it is to get that momentum. They call it, back in the day when you actually had to pick up the phone and dial people, they called it the 2-ton phone or the 1,000-pound phone because everyone was scared. This is way before cell phones. We're picking up the phone, punching the number, and calling a prospective client. It was the 2-ton phone because everybody was scared. But when you pick up that phone and you close that first deal, what happens? The next deal gets easier to close. You close two deals. What happens? The next deal gets easier to close. You close 10 deals. Okay, let's say the first 10 deals you close that, I don't know, let's say you're selling a $1,000 product. That 10th call becomes so easy, now you're trying to sell $100,000 in one call. You see, that's getting the momentum. But it's that initial phone call, that tilting that boulder is the hardest part. Okay, so here we are. Springtime is here. Rodeo time, Houston. You know, all that. It's about getting momentum. Think about rolling a boulder downhill, not uphill, to get that momentum for your success. Glad to be back in the studio. Very short episode because I'm heading to North Carolina for a PFAS conference where the lead sponsor, my law firm, is Westloop Law. Go to westlooplaw.com. Learn more about me. But we're the headline sponsor to a PFAS science conference. If you're in Raleigh, North Carolina, check it out. It's at the Hilton, I don't know, North Hills or something like that, North Raleigh. Check it out because it is 3 days of the pure science of PFAS. And I'm telling you now, this is the environmental litigation, toxic litigation of the century. It's caused cancer in millions of people. It's destroyed millions of acres of property. Okay, contaminated water with this forever chemical. So check it out, pfasinjuryattorney.com. Check out cureconnector.com. Check out legacyxtoken.com. Please do share the show. Okay, like I said, we only grow the show if you share. This is all on my own money, on my own dime. The investment of the people that are here behind the cameras you don't even see to get this free content to you. So if you learned something from this episode or any other episode, do not owe me a karmic debt. Okay, let's rebalance this, restore this. Share the show. So if you're knowledgeable, share the show. That is how we grow. I'm going to close my episode as I close every day. I'm going to put my head down on the pillow, close my eyes. I thank God and the universe for another day to have hopefully served his purpose, have been great, and inspired somebody, just one person is all it takes for me to do this. Inspire somebody to get better and live to their fullest controllable potential. With that, I want to thank you. So be great today, but be even more grateful. Looking forward to bringing you another episode very, very soon.